here. I actually feel better. I've been getting wrecked by hay fever the entire day, and if I it, like actually, I actually feel like ass. And like, to be completely honest, I don't feel well. I don't feel well right now. But regardless of how I feel, I am happy to be here now. I'm gonna go get my bottle of water, my little book of things worth saying, some cards, and that'll be it. It's sober October, friends. A whole October of being sober. It's funny to me that the first day of sober October happens to be one of the hardest days that I've had. It's beautifully synchronous, even. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. I'm back in a sec. There we go. Now I know we are live on the Reddit too. How do you do? It's nice to have you, friend. We're gonna talk about the future, the now, and the past. How the past made the now as the future. Talk about the future for us to have it now. Now it's up to us to talk about the future so that they can have it then. What? Yes. Yes. Yeah. How are you? Necessary ad. I'm doing even better with you here, friend. Thank you for joining me, for making the space a little bit more full, for sharing the beautiful presence that is you with us. I appreciate that. I want to talk about this emotionally revealing thought we had day before yesterday, where we were imagining people sitting around campfires, right? Having conversations. Where are you located? Where are you? Oh, sorry. I'm in South Africa. What is your accent? Is this the Afrikaanse accent, man? I expect lekker English. Anyway, so that language technically was the first piece of technology that we developed, right? We were probably like sitting around fires. I don't even know. Maybe fire came after language. Maybe fire taught us language, right? Like that can be a whole stream for another day. But let's say we figured out language, right? Human one, human two. You didn't invent this language, right? You didn't invent it, and yet you understand what I'm saying to you right now. That's trippy in of itself. But let's backtrack. So, human beings invent language. We sit around fires. We have nothing, literally nothing else, right? We have language. We can at each other, and we can make fire, right? That's it. And we hunter gatherer the whole day to make sure we don't starve to death. And then, after having not starved to death, we sit around a fire and we make sounds at each other. And the emotionally revealing thought I had is the fact that these things, these conversations that were had, the topics that were explored, the imaginations, the exploration of possibility that was probably had in those moments, those initial moments of humanity, is where we are now, right? That we as human beings like to talk about things, right? And if you are a balanced individual, right? Say it in so many words, it's it's easy for you to look at both sides, right? To acknowledge that there can be things that we fix, can only solve a problem if you acknowledge there is a problem, but also the ability to talk about the future and to talk about the things that we hope for, the things that we would like to see, the things that we believe are possible, and to almost imagine, to picture these prehistoric versions of yourself sitting around a fire having nothing. Nothing. You have loincloths. That's the highest form of technology you have on your body. And now, to as that version of yourself talk about this future where food is abundant, you know, where you have the ability to communicate, to say words, but instead of just in person, to be able to say words to the person all the way over there. The fact that you can do that. The ability to get in a vehicle and travel thousands of miles, whatever that vehicle is. The ability to, right? We can go literally for the whole stream just in thinking back then what they could have thought would be heaven, right? Oh, it would be so cool if this thing, and realizing how many of those things you have right now, that our past generations manifested this reality into being using their words, and that we are actively manifesting a reality into being for our future generations using our words. That the word is powerful, friend. Your words are powerful. When Nungutsu Mfana. Yes. Powerful words, you know. I don't know what they mean, so they don't really mean anything to me. I know that someone told me, the cousin. I know someone told me, but if it's gibberish, I'm probably gonna forget it. One day, I'm sure you'll say something differently. I know you have, but I still don't understand the joke. Maybe that's why I'm tripping out. I don't understand the joke. I feel confused. Of all of the things you could say, the cousin, right? When Ngansunga, whatever. My brain, I'm operating at like 10% capacity right now. Like I feel like most of my resources are dedicated to keeping me alive or something. Freaking hay fever is kicking my ass. Not having caffeine in my body. Not having caffeine. Ngatsu is Zulu for weed. I'm not smoking weed, actually. Fana. Yeah, oh, so you're asking where's the weed, Mfana? Where's the weed? Like kid or dude or like it's a word for comrade or, person. Mfana. Oh, wena. Yeah, no weed, dude. No weed, no caffeine. And like I'm okay with going without weed, dude. The lack of caffeine is kicking my ass. I don't think I've not drank caffeine a day per day. Like I drink a coffee a day, but I make my own. I crush my beans. I use my press. I sit down and I meditate, sipping on my coffee. Like it's a whole ritual for me. And going without that, going without the ritual is one thing, but going without the caffeine molecules coursing through my brain is definitely something to adjust to. And the fact that I've been having hay fever the whole day does not help. But that's not exactly what I want to talk about, right? Maybe like in that context, I envision a future where the lack of caffeine won't be seen as a bad thing. Yes. Yes, where hay fever is non-existent. I envision a future where I have HEPA filters in my room so that I can go and hide out from the freaking pollens that are assaulting my nose holes. Stop it! Stop it, pollen! You stop assaulting my nose holes right now. You stop it. She's like, yeah, try making us stop, Mel. We're everywhere. Thank you for the love, Auntie. I appreciate the love you share. It's so nice to see you. How are you doing, Auntie? I don't do caffeine. Can't speak for the weed though. I like what you were saying about generations building on past and how we take it for granted now. I'm happy that you appreciate the message, friend. Like that's the message, right? To realize that you are where all of the future generations wish to be. Maybe that's the way to sum it up. You, dear friend, are right now where every single one of the previous generations before you wished, begged, right? Hoped and dreamed to be. You're here. Celebrating. Woo! Woo! Yeah, wow, yeah. I feel like I am high. Even though I'm not. This hay fever is like making my brain feel all mush. I don't like feeling brain mushed. Yes. Perfect counterbalance. Each particle of God holds the potential of the whole. The ocean in the drop in the ocean. Where does it separate, friend? Alright? We see a drop. arise from an infinite ocean, right? You stare in every direction and there's just plane of water goes. And then you see a little drop come out of the water. And you see this drop floating in space. And you're like, ah, drop, right? And now that drop goes back into the ocean, right? At which point does it stop being a drop? And does it start being the ocean again? Hmm? Hmm? Realizing that you're that. Now it's our time to improve. Exactly, friend. Exactly that. And we can do so with our words. That's the thing that trips me out, the cousin. It's nice to hear words from you today, by the way. The fact that we can do so with our words, and I feel we're doing that, right? In a way, we're sitting around a technological fire, having conversations in the way that we used to, and how these conversations will in turn manifest reality that our future generations will find themselves in. And to realize that we can do so lovingly, that we can say things from a place of hope, instead of the government, the financial, to be like, well, sure, things are maybe not ideal, but I can see them get better. I can see a society where people are no longer seen as batteries, gears, producers, something to be thrown into a mill, right? You're still acknowledging that something is wrong. You're still acknowledging there's a problem, but at the same time, you're hopeful that there is a solution to this problem. That just in being hopeful that there is a solution for the problem, it's almost like the problem becomes easier to solve. You know, if you're like looking at a problem and you just this is impossible. Can't possibly solve this problem, and it's very easy to look at the world and feel that way sometimes. So many moving parts, so many greedy people trying to what? Trying to build a legacy, trying to be remembered, trying to be safe. That you can convince yourself that it's hopeless, that it's impossible even to change the world. I am just one person, you say. How could I possibly change the world? With your words, friend. That the world changes from you, not for you. That as soon as you change the way you see the world changes as well. And I was thinking about this today, last night technically, where I was kind of like considering the age, the stage of humanity we're in right now, and how it can be perceived as interpreted as dark, and how at the same time we have been actively participating in sharing light with one another, right? Instead of being consumed by the darkness, we rose from it. We had to share. I don't know if my comments are broken. I'm gonna restart them. Yeah, they seem to have been broken. I've missed a bunch of them. Shanna, it's nice to have you here too. Even Lane the main. Guys, guess who was 1 year closer to 21? Lane. I saluteth you, you 20-year-old individual. Now we cannot ooh and ah about how cool Lane is for how much he's done as a young person. Now he's old and stuff. So now we're gonna just like beat you down or stuff. Sorry you're not feeling well. Thank you, Joy V. I appreciate the love. Yesterday when you antihistamine me, I don't know if you noticed, but by the end of the stream, I was good. I was healthy even. Good morning, Jules. Love to you too. Gateway Goblin. It's nice to have you. Sorry I didn't join yoga. Yeah, you better. You better be sorry, Connor. We were waiting for you, friend. I'm not really. I'm joking. But now I will be next time. Happy birthday. Thank you for sending love to Lane. If your friends have some extra love to share, send some love to Amara as well. Amara is beloved Shannon's little daughter. Morning to you, fellow fractals. It's nice to have you. Connor, Tunes, get a spanking for missing the yoga. Indeed it is. Happy birthday, Lane. Happy birthday, Brother Bear. Another revolution around. Why can't I freaking words right now? Around the sun. So fast, and yet so calm. I can listen to little crickets cricking. I can listen to branches. I can watch them even fall to the ground. 9.8 meters per second. I feel, I feel like crazy or in a dream. Maybe that's yeah. I feel like I'm in a dream right now. I feel like I'm in a dream. I've been dreaming a lot over the last week. It's almost like my brain is preparing for what's gonna come this month. We're gonna we're gonna have an adventure. Oh goodness. Every single time you stop smoking weed, the dreams come. Oh, they come. Last night's dreams were normal, but they felt super real or surreal. Where you know that you're in an environment that's familiar to you, and you understand what's happening, as in the conversations that are being had with you make sense. But it doesn't make sense why you would have a conversation like that. Does that make sense? I kind of feel in a way like that right now. Only I'm trying to make a conversation with myself and I don't understand what I'm saying. Right? Me staring back at me, both of us mad confused, being like, what the fuck? 100%. There's more to life, and we are missing out on. There's more to life that we are missing out on in this technological age. It's like it's distracting us from our true path to happiness. Unfortunately, we are consumers in a consumer system, and that's where the enlightenment counts. Bro, do you work? I want that income. I do work. You want my income? I don't earn enough just yet to give you my income, friend. Soon, though. Sreezy. Soon, soon. I make like 200 bucks a month of yoga. My Patreon is up to 200 bucks, 216 bucks. So I made like 400 bucks a month right now. You know, how much do you want, Sreezy? Do you work? Or were you asking what do I do for work and you want income, so you want to do my work? Teach yoga, friend. Maybe that will be your calling. It has been very blessed. I really enjoy it. I feel my whole shtick, the thing I'm supposed to do, is to help people and make things better. But there's nothing else that I can do that makes me feel like I want to keep living. You know. So to like every single time you meet someone, every single project you kind of take on, to ask yourself, how will this make the world a better place? Regardless of how tired I am, regardless of how difficult it may be, how in showing up in this way will the world be a better place? And it's difficult sometimes, because you can convince yourself how your world will be a better place by not showing up. But there is no separation, friend. Your world is the world. The world is your world. Blessings to you, friend. I hope you find that income you're looking for. Happy birthday, Lane. Thank you for the love. I must repent. Yes. 50 lashings. That's a lot of lashings. I'm sorry, Connor. uh, I'll feel too bad. I'll probably do one lashing and be like, oh fuck, that looks so painful. Okay, you're fine. No more lashings for you. I have my coffee. Oh yeah, brag, why don't you? And I'm about to get ready to go fluff fancy doggies. Also, I'm grooming Coda today. Is it the first time? Have you groomed him before? That must. I don't know if that's necessarily something one looks forward to. It sounds more like, yes, I'm gonna go and climb this mountain. I'm sure I'm looking forward to climbing the mountain, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to climb a mountain. Bro, I have a horrible crack addiction. How can I stop it? That is such a difficult question, friend. I could say a bunch of things, right? First thing that my mind goes to is come to South Africa. I'll I'll house you here, dude. I'll feed you everything but crack. Right? But that isn't exactly practical. That's not very practical. Second thing that came to my mind is the fact that it's dopamine, right? That it's not just crack. That sure, crack the drug is the thing that you're addicted to, but the reason you're addicted to it isn't because of the substance, it's because of dopamine. Something so essential to the way we live our lives, to the way we interpret the tangibility of things, the want to do something instead of nothing. That's dopamine. And then we have access to these compounds, methamphetamine, crack cocaine. Crack, I believe, is the smokable form of cocaine, and it gives us so much dopamine. And I fortunately, unfortunately, because I can speak from genuine perspective. Fortunately, because I don't have to speak from genuine perspective. But unfortunately, these things push us to the point, where doing anything else can sometimes feel pointless. You know, why do X when I could smoke meth or smoke crack instead, right? What's the point? This thing gives me more dopamine. I feel better about what it is I'm doing when I do this thing than I feel good about doing this other thing. And like that is a crazy place to find yourself in. And I can't even start to say I understand or to know what to tell you. But I can guarantee you, dear friend, that it'll be worth showing up for the things that you love. Starting from yourself, exercise, sleep well, drink enough water, eat good food, and remember that you're here to be at service of others. Unfortunately, meth and crack is very much a self-centered thing, right? I don't know, but I'm gonna assume you don't look forward to someone else smoking the crack, right? You very much look forward to yourself smoking the crack. But to contrast that and realize that you have this ability to be happy for others, to realize that you can do things that can make the quality of life of others better, and then to try whatever that is, and it's difficult, and we can convince ourselves of a story of how we're supposed to do it. In convincing ourselves of the story of how we're supposed to do it, realize how complicated or how difficult it may be, and then not do it at all. And I'd just like to encourage you, friend, to realize that you can do good in the smallest of ways. That you can do good just by being kind to the person working in services, the cashier, the delivery person, that you can be kind to the person walking across from the street to you. You can give them a nod of the head, give them a smile. You can help someone if you see them struggling with something. And to try and make that your addiction, yo, keep showing up as well. How about that? I do these streams every day, friend. Like literally every day. It might be difficult for you to find them on Reddit, since Reddit makes it a little bit hard these days. But I'm on YouTube as well. If you search Meltmore, you'll find me. I hope to find you again, friend. Keep showing up, right? Like I'm gonna be doing this forever. That's my plan. So if you can keep showing up, you don't have to do it forever, but keep showing up until you're no longer addicted to crack, right? And if you feel you have been helped by the space as much as you need to, and you need to go into the world and go and help others as well, and I never see you again, then that's good, right? Not good from the perspective of me not seeing you again, but good that you feel you are free like that. That is my hope for you, friend. I'll show up for you every single day. Let us know how your addiction goes, friend. I got to book out, but I want to tell you that I enjoy observing your life path, the journey you're on, learning and imparting spiritual knowledge and spreading the message of the collective love through self inflection. Cheers, Booth. The cousin. Thank you, friend. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Right? Like I'm you. I'm you as me. And I get to be me as you. I get to experience this experience as myself. And in sharing the deepest part of this experience, you realize that we're not so separate, we're not so different. Oh, look, this dude living somewhere in South Africa on a farm with his parents happens to be going through the same things I'm going through right now, working a job, living by myself. And then I'm in that right line. That's just a small fractal. Like there's so many differences. There's so many differences if we look for them. And yet there's so many more synchronicities, similarities, if we were just willing to find them too. I see you, but thank you for joining me too. So happy to see you. I'll send you some songs today. Rabbit in 3D. Louis Ann, it's nice to see you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Sending you love. I'm having my coffee again. Again, my brain is like coffee. No brain. No coffee for a month, dude. You know how I'm hyping myself up? I'm imagining how nice the coffee is gonna be at the end of the month. I'm gonna be like flying or something. Hopefully, I'll drink my first coffee and then I'll suddenly unlock the ability to levitate. I'll have to keep going, the cousin. I can't levitate yet, so I'm clearly not all, all that. Much love to you too, Fred. Thank you. What is the first bar you are hitting, Lane? You probably would know, actually. Hello, Jumpin' Jack. Lovely creatures. Sending thoughts of cool breezes and full bellies. It's been cool breezes today. It's been one of those days where I don't know if my body is out of whack with my temperature regulation, or the temperature is kind of weird because I've been cold. I've been fasting as well, and I think I might break my fast after the stream. I think during these 30 days, I might want to try and do it that way. You know, unfortunately, food can kind of make you lethargic and like, and then I usually feel, and then I drink coffee, and then I go, and now there's no to get after the so I'm gonna after the streams. Tactful covers. It's been so regular. Thank you for joining us, Trevor. It's nice to have you. He says, hello, friends. I've been busy with classes and a job, but I'm happy to catch a live stream here now, friend. Like we've been nowhere else, right? All of these moments that we had, right, as past, and then this moment we have right now. Only a moment had passed. It's nice to have you here in this one. Thank you for joining us again, Trevor. It's nice to see you, friend. Seeing as though I am only 19. Yeah, mans can't drink just yet. You know, he's gonna get carded. Fluff and fold them doggies, you. Yeah, get him. I also have work. He's not 21 yet. I hope I have a bunch of poodles today. Woohoo! October party. It's nice to have you here, Melita. It was so cool to see you in the yoga as well. I feel I feel today's yoga session was very grounded. Yes, grateful, present, kind of tuning into the inner child in all of us. You didn't do anything special, Lane. I wonder. That's tough. He didn't call it off your 21st. I think he was talking about he's 1 year closer to his 21st. Maybe that was the interpretation. Cause their coat is easy to fluff, yet beautiful. Really? Poodles have easy coats to fluff? I would thought it would be a tangly mess, actually. My job is gigging. Is gigging. I'm guessing my job is gigging, so I don't mind. Mans goes and rents out his talents, you know? Like he spent years doing what he loves. And now he can do what he loves well. And now people pay him for it. Wow. It's almost like that's the way it works. Do what you love, friend. Do what you love so you don't mind. How about that, Lane? Thank you for inspiring me, friend. Have a feeling this October is gonna be life changing. Every, every single moment, right? There is no better moment to change your life than the moment that is now and the place in which you are. But I agree. I do actually agree, Connor. I can feel this October is gonna be deep, very deep. As we're getting deeper and deeper into sobriety, we'll dive deeper and deeper into the crazy. Because I get crazier the more sober I get, unfortunately. I smoke weed to appear more normal. Uh, I do. I do. Like I honestly feel like I'm not relatable sometimes. Especially not when I try and talk with my family. If I smoke some weed, I'm like, oh, this is kinda nice. I'm listening. I have no judgments. There is just it's just sounds. And I can just be with that. But but then if I'm completely sober, it's almost like I become too critical. It's like I don't allow myself to not think about things. And then I hear something, and then my mind tells me why whatever I just heard is wrong, or why there's a misunderstanding that is being communicated, or no, 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 or no, how does it better, or and then I just feel like I can't be a person. It feels like I'm a robot or uh, a machine, like a machine or an alien sent from another planet in order to try and solve problems. And it makes me feel very distant and separate sometimes. And yeah, smoking weed definitely helps me come into that self acceptance a little bit. But it's not something we need. We don't need anything. That's the beauty of these streams as well. You know, the fact that the premise of these streams is the fact that you can sit down, you can have a cup of water, and then you can find happiness just in having conversations with friends. I hear you. Love you too, Jack. Thank you, friend. That is a Nido factoid goob. What else you got? Yeah, tell us more about dogs, dude. Tell us everything you know about dogs. Just starts typing. Yeah, I don't know yet, Joy Vive. I'm not at the shop yet. Thank you, friend, for sharing nonetheless. Let us know when you're there, when you're safe. I feel the energy, the waves of the infinite ocean are creating a whirlpool, turning the tides. Maybe that's why, at least I have to go at it sober for this month. If the tides will be turning, I'm gonna have to be uber present for it. Yesterday was quite a wild day. Maybe that's why I'm tired today as well. Yesterday was pretty loaded energetically. I I guess I can tell you, friends. I'm going on a festival. Going on a festival? Going to a festival? Going to a festival on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of November. It's 2 months away, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I would like to create a piece of content to be able to share with you friends so that you can see into that fractal, see the people, see the type of stuff that we get up to. Right? I'll still try and show you on the live stream, but I don't know if I'll be able to with like signal range and stuff like that. But I was stressing slash tripping out about what I'm supposed to do. You know, what what film, what shots do I have to get? What do I want to show? How do I want to cut it? How long do my shots have to be? I really don't enjoy that stuff, but I love you friends so much that I cannot not. Right? Like I have this opportunity, so I have to. Absolutely have to. And then I have this other friend called Milan. His creative name is Child of Earth. He made this song called Freedom. Freedom to believe in our friends and ourselves. To believe rocks don't mean well. It's a good song. And YouTube, like I've been listening to it a few times, and YouTube has it like on my page, right? On one of those little song recommendations. So I clicked on it and I listened to it again, and then it clicked to me that I want to use that song as the backdrop song for this video I want to make. I spend force like cycles, listening to the song over and over again, watching the music video he made, watching the length of the shots. Like I don't think he has a single shot that is longer than 8 seconds. Some of them only a single second long. So I count every single one of the shots he had in his video. I come to about 88 different shots that I'll have to take for the festival video as well. And then I send him a message and I ask him, hey dude, would you mind if I used your music and maybe parts of your music video in a video I would like to make? And extreme excitement ensues. You know, like he's super into the fact that I want to use his music. Excited by just the seeing of his soul, the seeing of his person, the thing he has chosen to create, and my want to create something on top of that as well. It's very hippie vibes, very lucky-go-lucky, happy-go-lucky type of stuff, but very much the energy that I want to kind of like communicate. And as we're having these conversations, sending voice notes back and forth, kind of connecting with this idea, someone sends me an email. Um, the conscious experience, I think, someone of a YouTube channel that wants to do a podcast with me as well. And it was just so trippy how synchronous it was that as soon, like literally, I sent the message at 4 minutes past 8, 41 minutes past 8. I received the email. 4 minutes past 8, I'm like, hey, Holmes, let's collaborate. Let's make something together. And then 36 minutes after that, another person somewhere in the infinity reaches out to me, right? He found my YouTube channel through the YouTube algorithms recommendations. And he sends me an email and he wants to do a podcast. And it felt like this genuine, almost like snapping point. Like the wall came down and there's just this love washing over me. This realization that as soon as we connect, connection ensues. As soon as we talk, we get to. There's a major shift in the air, the tides, and most of us feel it coming. I'm grateful to have met the group of forward-thinking individuals prior to the precipice we are approaching. We're bringing it, Brother Bear. We're bringing this precipice, closer and closer still, taking steps into it, right? Holding hands of loving individuals, people that can support us, people that can take care. Nanji is here too. Looking forward to sharing times around the galactic fire with everyone. Thank you for sharing some time around the Meltmore fire right now. It's nice to have you, Nanshi. I feel like we are preparing and fine tuning in our own ways. I agree completely. I agree completely. That's why I mentioned specifically, like, for me. I feel this is what I need to do right now. And you know what you need to do for you, friend. And the only thing that we can hope to do is listen, to pay attention, to see the lessons, the synchronicities. That chance is but law not recognized. Chance is but law not recognized. That everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything should be exactly as it is. Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm looking at chimkins. Looking at them chimkins. Look at that dapper dude strutting. Strutting, absolutely strutting. Oh, one step. One foot after another. Yeah, step. Yeah, step that. Yeah. Yeah, step, step, step. Yeah. And then other random doggo factoids. I thought so as well. Dogs have antibacterial properties in their saliva. I've heard about this. Puppies kisses your mouth cause they're trying to make you throw up so they can get at your vomit. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, I hope so. I do hope so, Jovi. That's viscerally disturbing. Happy Saturday to you. Mammy, thank you for joining me, friend. It's so nice to have you here. Thank you for every single word you've said in hope, every single word you have proclaimed in love. You're changing the world, and I appreciate you for doing so, friend. I see tunes. Right, that wave. Get it. So I shouldn't be grossed out by dog slobber. I mean, antibacterial properties, though. I have a hair appointment later this afternoon. Maybe I should just go and see Gob since he's a groomer. I'm imagining, I'm imagining the full fractal of what that would look like, right? Because Gob grooms dogs on a table, probably, right? In like my brain, please. Breaking my brain. It's a privilege to share this with all of you. I have received many lessons from sitting with you. Thank you. Thank you for imparting those lessons back to us, right? Even just with you friends being here. That you might not have said anything in these streams even once, but you gained those lessons. And that those lessons are now within all of us, within the divine mind, within consciousness. Now you're conscious, I'm conscious. We're conscious together. And we're conscious of each other. That's a blessing. Thank you, friends, for being conscious of me. I started today off well with a nice jog and an hour of meditation with Ram Dass. Big waves. Ooh, Connor. Ooh, that sounds nice, actually, dude. I also meditated for like a whole hour today, which I don't usually do. But I felt so tired that I felt I needed to. I was like, I need some tranquility or whatever. I'm happy that I did it as well. Joy Vive, it's true, it's instinct, cause Mama Dog would come back to the den after a hunt and puke up the half-digested meat for the puppies to eat. Puppies above tongue down her throat to trigger regurgitation. Okay, okay, okay. Nice. I was just going into my brain, taking a big bucket and a mop, and then where I just stored that information. Mop that shit. It is a cricket or a bird, or what is that? Whatever it is, it's got rhythm. Crick, 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 crick. It's probably cricket. There might be some birds as well, but they seem to be farther away today. Fascinating. It's pretty fascinating. Happy Saturday to you too, Sam. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. It's a pleasure having you here with us. How are you doing? Ooh, that sounds amazing, tune. So definitely a day started off well. I'm so happy that you're taking care of yourself. Thank you for doing the same, Sam. Thank you for doing the same, Shan. Get close to a family of deer on my jog this morning. Wanted to just go up and hug them all. And if you didn't go for that jog, and if those deers didn't go out for their walk, then they wouldn't be that serendipitous moment of you to meet each other. You know? What are the odds? What are the odds? Maybe there doesn't have to be odds. There just is. And as soon as you allow yourself, you will have it. I just got here and I love your energy. Thank you, Storm. I really appreciate you saying that. I'm extremely tired today and uncaffeinated. And I'm taking a break from weed. So the fact that you enjoy my energy, bare knuckling the infinity, I appreciate that. I really do. Sending you so much love. I look forward to seeing you again, Storm. I don't know if it'll be easy for you to find the stream again on the YouTube. Like, do give us a follow. But I'm also on YouTube. Did I say YouTube twice? Reddit. Yeah, Reddit. Like, I have friends who send me messages. They're like, hey, dude, why aren't you streaming every day anymore? I'm like, I am. And they're like, well, Reddit doesn't show me your streams. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. So I look forward to seeing you again, friend. Thank you. Mojo's here too. Love to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, Mojo? Deer are covered in ticks. Don't touch them. Maybe you can untick them or whatever. I'm doing well, Sam. I'm a Shanrito mode in the moment. Happy to be here with all of you, though. How are you? Thank you for the love. It's hard work grooming Coda. It's the first thing that I thought. His fluff is denser than all dogs combined. And his guard coat is 7 inches long in some places. 7 inches? No, dude, 7 inches. That's like that's like a lot of. I just want to have 7 inches of hair. Day 3-9. Oh man, dedication. Thank you, dear man. So much love. We're gonna hit 666 soon. It's gonna be an adventure. We're gonna hit 666 during Halloween? No. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Right. That's pretty cool. Are we gonna dress up like the devil? Might get canceled in the future for it or something. Look, he admits he's Satan. Stay away from him. Rambler, thank you for joining me too. It's nice to have you here, friend. I've been having lots of deers visiting my yard. They love the crab apples. They do. You know, like the fact that we had one of the deer come up to the yard once and eat these seed pods was such a beautiful moment to me. Storm says, "You will absolutely see me again. I haven't seen you in a while on Reddit, but that might be my fault. Either way, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have you too, friend. Thank you for joining us, for sharing some love, right? Out of all of the things you could have done, Storm, you could be like, hey, poopy butthead. And I'd be like, oh. Or you could be like, thank you for the vibes. I love your energy. And as a result of what you chose to say, friend, I get to feel a certain way. And this way of feeling can allow me to let someone else feel that way, can allow them to feel that way, can allow them to make others feel that way. Thank you for putting ripples out into the world, friend. Today's stream topic is this recognition, this remembrance, this realization that the versions of ourselves that used to sit around fires having nothing but fire used to talk about the reality we are in right now, used to talk about hopes and dreams that we have right now. Used to talk about technologies that we have right now. And to realize that we're there, to realize that we're here. And then from that place, from that stability, from that gratitude and security, we can say things that will in turn influence, help, manifest reality for our future generations. I believe we'll do well, especially since we have people like you, Storm. Thank you for joining me. Ever consider shaving that dog gob? Yes, see. There's no. That's a big no-no, Joy V. Huskies have two coats, and you never shave double-coated dogs. The more you know. The more you know. Never shave double-coated dogs. Is there a reason for that, Gob? Let me know, dude. Is it because they auto shed so they don't have to be shaved? I'm still in bed, Sam, cozy with one of my kitties, but I'll be up soon. I'm getting my coffee. Joy beef, that sounds nice. Interesting. I consider shaving my cats in the summer. They're long haired. I've seen people shave their cats. I've seen cats shaved and they don't look very happy about it. I've seen little, lion looking cats. I kind of, I don't, I'm not, since I'm not a groomer, we have to have Mariah or Gob to give us advice on this. I've never shaved an animal before. Susanna's here too. Thank you for joining us, friend. I hope you're also doing October Melty. I was thinking about it actually, Connor. A gargoyle. A gargoyle. I'm still waiting, and I know I shouldn't be. But I really want a tablet. And I'll get myself one in time. I've tried to draw on my cell phone screen, right? But then like it's either you're trying to draw with your hand on a table with a raised surface that you're trying to draw on, which is not very comfortable, or you're trying to draw on the screen, pushing down on the screen, which means you're left with this much real estate to draw on, and then it's like a moving around of things. And I've 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 done a bunch of drawings, and I want to get better at it, but I am dedicated to the digital, being able to fuck up and then unfuck up makes my brain happy. Oh no, this line sucks. Huh, that's better. Right? Like that. That part of drawing is something that I definitely desire. So, who knows? If not this October, definitely next October. Stick around, Connor. Let's see it. Let's see it through. My birthday is on the 16th, and I'm requesting that Mel sings me happy birthday. Not the 16th, the 19th. The 19th of October. Let me know. Tell me it's my birthday, Mel. Sing for me. Then I won't be able to say no. I'd just be like, as you wish, Queen Joy. I'm not good at drawing at all. I would like to participate though. Would coloring a picture in the prompt with pens count? Yeah, why not? Why not? Please, actually, you can go and Google gargoyle, children's gargoyle, or coloring gargoyle. I don't know how to, you know how to Google things. I think that would be pretty cool as well, Shan. Please, I think you can use an ink pen, so just have fun, Shan. Absolutely. I'm on my way to work, so gab day to you too. Thank you for joining us. Maybe I can get Amara to do it too. That would be cool, actually. Have a good day, Goovers. That's all I ever wanted to do. Create something that will inspire others to do the same. You are, Brother Bear. We're doing it as a collective now, man. And I believe the reason we found each other and the reason we're coming together is because we know that we all want to do that, right? And instead of trying to do that alone, which you can, but it's very difficult, we have started to build something, right? To build it and they will come. Here we are. We have arrived. We're doing it, friend. We're gonna continue building. That's exciting, Mount. I'm very excited for you. Thank you, Shan. I'm so looking forward to it. Some people see great art and get discouraged, but you must realize that there's always bigger fish. Feeling worthless is counterproductive. It is about being inspired enough to hone your skills, to show up for those things, friend. Just to be like, yes, another day, another me sitting down and trying to draw something. Tassino! It's nice to see you again, friend. Thank you for the helpful. Are you showing up for what you love? Are you saying good things? Good things to ask yourself. So much good stuff happening in your world, Mel. Thank you for sharing and taking us along for the ride. Thank you for allowing yourself to be on this ride with me. You're technically the ride conductors as well. How high on the ride I go is directly related, dependent on how hard you press the buttons. So thank you, friends, for pressing buttons. Kayana's with me, and she says hello to. Love to you, Jovan and Kayana. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me too. My gargoyle is looking really spooky. Ah, yes. Can't wait to see. In real life, there's no undo button, but I feel what you mean, though. I definitely draw much better with digital tools at my disposal. I will post it after stream, Joe. Please do, Connor. I know, friend. And I say this kind of like jokingly. Do not take me as an example, right? I'm an example of what not to do. Oh, I want to start drawing, but only when I have this extremely expensive tool that is really nice to use. Yeah, only then I'll start drawing. Don't be like me, please. Be like, yeah, that's stupid, Melt. I'm gonna show you how stupid you are. Starts drawing on paper, shows me a drawing. I'm like, fuck, you're right. You're right. The space is so full of creative, wonderful people. It makes me happy, dude. Nice scarf, mate. Thank you. It's a gift from a friend. All of my scarves are gifts from friends. This one is a gift from Adam. The dudes has not been speaking to me again for like 2 months. It's weird, I keep sending him messages, and then like sometimes he'll send me a message back, and then I'll feel like, yeah, we're gonna have a conversation, and then I send him a message back, and then I wait 2 months again. Do you have any advice for someone in their 20s who wants to travel and learn about the world and people and not work 9 to 5 in an office for the rest of their lives? The advice I've been trying to give every day, Storm, and this is my personal bias, but I believe there's only one way to to not have to not get killed, to not get ground to a pulp by the 9 to 5, and that's to show up for what you love, right? And it sounds kind of hippie woo woo. The reason I keep it vague is because we all love different things. One of the things that I love in my life is spending time with friends. Giving literally myself to someone else. That is the thing I love the most above everything else. And I was working a 9 to 5, right? First as a salesman in an audio visual company, as in speakers, microphones, TVs, and projectors. And then I started teaching English as an English teacher in China. Also pretty brutal. And every single time I found myself in these situations, kind of like doing what I need to do to pay for my apartment, to pay for the food I'm supposed to eat. I would have moments, right? An afternoon, a weekend where I would meet friends. And we weren't even that active, to say it in so many words. We would just sit down, right? Roll us a bunch of joints, pass them around as we're having conversations, just tuning into consciousness with each other. And every single time I found myself in that space, I felt like I could actually be myself. Like I could actually be the person I was supposed to be, and instead of pretending, right? Instead of doing a dance, right? I'm a salesman. Ooh, I also like the thing you like. Ooh, wow, this thing is gonna solve all your problems. Give me your money, right? And that killed my soul, murdered me. And then I would have these moments of friendship, and I would feel rejuvenated, literally within hours, and I could survive going and doing what I hate for exponentially more hours. And I didn't realize what was happening at that point. I understood something, but I didn't know what I understood. Went to China, and then I lost that, right? Not only did I go to a different country, but I moved away from my friends. So now, after work, instead of being able to go to my friend's place and smoke a joint with them, I live in China, where weed is illegal. And the favorite pastime is drinking. And I don't particularly enjoy drinking as a pastime. I don't mind drinking. I enjoy drinking for what it is, right? I can enjoy a drink, but I don't enjoy drinking as like an activity, right? Yeah, we're gonna go and do this thing that we've done 50 times in the last 2 weeks. I'm not exactly that extreme, of course, but and I was depressed. I made more money than I've ever made. Like I literally uh tripled, no, quadrupled my salary, right? Going from one job to another, quadrupled my salary. And on top of quadrupling my salary, I no longer paid for rent and I no longer paid for electricity and water. So I had quadruple my salary plus half, no, plus, 90% technically less expenses. So I was like in this weird juxtaposition of, oh, I have more money than I know what to do with, but I don't know what to do with it. So I bought things, Oh, guess this is something I want. Guess I would like this. Guess this looks cool. Feeding this part of myself that is materialistic, if you will, trying to ignore, trying to escape the reality that I don't have friends around me. And then I came back to South Africa after having been there. And I was asking myself, what am I supposed to do next? I had like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months that I didn't do anything for. And at the end of those 2 months, I already felt like I was losing my mind again because I can't not do anything. And I was asking myself, what am I supposed to do, dude? Like, what can I do that's not going to kill my soul? And I articulated to myself that the only thing that I feel is worth doing is talking to people. But I can't expect my friends to be that for me, right? My friends have jobs as well. My friends have lives to live. They will eventually, find lovers. They will settle down. They will have kids. It won't be realistic or acceptable for me to expect them to cater for me as a friend, right? To have me over so we can have conversations. And then I found live streaming, preparing for a festival, preparing for the same festival I'm going on in 2 months now. And it was like that spending time with friends, that being together in the same moment, that giving of myself that I so deeply love without any expectation of you, right? That you can be here in this moment and receive this or not. And I'm not any less for it, you're not any less for it. But by us being here together, we're both more for it, if you will. And I kind of started this process of showing up every single day. Like I decided I'm going to do it for the whole of 2021. And it was at first the word that's coming to mind is egotistical, where the ego wanted to prove a point. It was going to be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do because I'm so powerful. I'm so strong. I have extreme willpower. Nothing can stop me. And then throughout the process, right, like day 34, for example, beloved Jovan joined us. I believe day 100, Lane joined us. So 3 months in, I had these people in my life suddenly that changed it. Not only with their presence, but with their interpretation, with them changing their lives, seeing how we're changing ours, and then to see how this collective changing of our lives, collectively changing our lives for the highest good of ourselves and of others, and how that, creates this energy, this palpable, visceral, change within the entire world. And it started with showing up for what it is we love. So, Storm, that is my advice to you, dear friend. Find what it is you love. Go and work a 9 to 5. Do it. Sometimes we have to. Go and work that 9 to 5, but always make time for the thing you love. Please. Please, not for me, kind of for the world, but especially for you. Especially for you, friend. That if you do what you love, the world will be a better place for it. Your world will be a better place for it. Thank you for asking, Storm. I know it's going to be hard. It is hard, but we have each other now at least. I work in funeral care and I see everyday death. It's kind of sad. So, for this reason, shall I start to believe in someone or something? I don't necessarily want you to believe in anything or any one, Tassino. I believe you should believe in yourself, right? You might be seeing all of this death, and yet here you are in this moment, seeing someone that's alive, seeing livingness, that all of these things, that we have these interpretations of everything that you go through, you do to yourself. And I can already hear the polarity instantly switch to the other side. Like, what? What about this injustice, Mel? What about this injustice? What about this injustice? Those injustices I'm not agreeing with, right? Hate the sin, not the sinner type of vibe. Those injustices I completely agree are completely, evil, like missing the mark. But, big but, the way you interpret is you, right? You work in funeral care and you see everyday death. That is what you see. But what you do with what you see is going to be up to you, Tassino. That you get to, right, provide a service to people that are grieving, and instead of them having to stress, having to worry, having to create extra tension around the whole process, you get to be there with them. You get to assist them. You get to just be a presence within their existence. You get to be a loving presence within their existence. And if you don't believe in yourself to be that presence, then it will never be. I don't believe you can believe in anything else in order to bring that presence to yourself. Love you, friend. We have Desha asking, how do you balance making money but being socially conscious on the corporate platforms that are running ads on your message? I don't have ads on my message just yet. At least I don't know, Desa. I'm not earning any ad revenue just yet. But that is a very good question to ask. Like our YouTube channel is pretty close to actually being monetizable. That's the word, right? We have done, we have successfully figured out how to do our 4,000 hours of public watch hours, of public watch time. Now we just have to hit 1,000 subs. And then technically, we could earn money with the YouTube channel. And it's difficult, friend, because what you're asking is a good question. The the way that I've interpreted for myself is, at least with these streams, what these streams are to me, I don't think I'll ever take sponsorship. Even though it would help, some extra money would definitely help. I don't think I'll ever take sponsorship for these streams. At least not in a way where I'd be like, buy athletic greens, use code meltmore if you get mana. I don't think I'll ever do that. Not because I don't want the money, but just because that's not what this is about. That the whole point of these streams is that you can be happy not buying anything. That the most valuable thing you can spend is some time and some attention with loved ones. And I want to keep that the reality of these streams. And it's difficult, friend, because as you're mentioning, it's this balance between trying to make a living while also trying to stay authentically yourself. And in being sponsored, even though the sponsorship can allow you to make the living you want to make, the sponsorships practice, the business in of itself can have so many fractals attached to it that might not be serving your message. So thank you for asking me, Desa. Thank you so much for asking me. It's a good thing to think about. I'm actively asking for the wisdom to know what the right decision will be. Fortunately, we have our own means of creation, right? Of making a living. We have a Patreon, which I believe is my ideal way of support, right? Not not because like the Patreon is a monthly thing, but specifically because I make art, right? So from my perspective, I understand how difficult things are. I really do, right? Especially financially. So it's so difficult to justify giving some of the finances that you have, collected for yourself to someone else. So instead of just asking, for that resource to be given to me or to be given to some product, right, some company, if if you enjoy art, to support the Patreon, I feel like I'm actually giving you something. For $1, you can have access to all of the flowers I make. And I enjoy them. I believe they're beautiful. Like yesterday's flower turned out so well. I can see it in my mind's eye. Brings me joy to be able to share beauty with the world, right? Again, making things better, making the world a more beautiful place. But then trying to do that while earning a living is it's a little bit of a nightmare, dude. It's like you're stepping on glass. I respect your thoughtfulness on the question. I think supporting your art directly is great. Thank you, Daya. I appreciate the love that you share. Thank you for asking good questions. These are good questions to ask. And I appreciate stuff like that. I was thinking yesterday, oh goodness, my mom was commenting after I finished my stream on the person that called me, that said I looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. She's like, I don't know how you have that much patience with people that say stuff like that to you. I'm like, I don't really care too much, right? And I get to share love in that moment as well. And even I was even surprised by the fact that he chose, out of everything he could have said, he chose to say that. He probably said it because we were in the same fractal as well, where we both watched, the Netflix documentary recently. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the difficulty this dude went through in his like young life. His mom, abusing literally a plethora of prescription medications while she was pregnant with him, them leaving him alone. Every single time he came to his dad with a problem, with a question, with a deep-seated worry about his reality, he got pushed away. And how, like, step by 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 step, like, it wasn't just one thing. It was this accumulation of hate, of fear, of separation that pushed him eventually to being that type of person. And I remember during my teenage years, there was definitely a murderous part in me. There was something dangerous, that wanted to come out. And I'm so grateful that I was aware enough, I was present enough, I was conscientious enough to not ever fall to that side of myself. But we all have it. We all have this ability to be extremely dark, just as we have this ability to be the light. And it's only once we fully embrace our darkness that we get to realize we choose to be light. We choose to be the light. So the friend, saying something like you look like Jeffrey Dahmer, to my mom, it instantly was this reflection of how dare you say something like that. And to my mind, it was like, huh, interesting you say something like that. And then he got banhammered, and I was like feeling a certain way about that. And I was like thinking, I don't ever want this place to be an echo chamber. I don't want it to be like only catering for a certain perspective. Na, 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 na. And then I thought just to the fact that if that person came into the stream and was like, "Hey, Melt, you should be thinking about this, right? This way of reasoning is incorrect. This is actually how you should be thinking, right? Like to create tangible dialogue where I can be like, you actually have a point there. I should probably adjust my behavior to, you know, take this into consideration. No, 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 no. And there can be mutual growth as a result of that. But when you're just throwing shit, then it's not me or us not wanting to be an echo chamber. It's just us not liking to clean shit off the walls. We're just like, no, friend, you're gonna go outside. Oh. Oh, Storm says, thank you for giving me a realistic answer. I really appreciate you sharing your personal stories. I'm about to turn 23 in 2 weeks, and I feel as if I should be taking advantage of my youth before I begin my responsibility heavy life. Thank you. Please do, friend. Please do. Show up for love, stay healthy, exercise now. The best time to exercise is now. Drink enough water, get enough sleep. We'll be fine, Storm. We just have to keep going. Tunes I can't wait to see. Real life, there is no undo button. Oh yeah, thank you for that. It's true, Connor. There is no undo button in real life. There is no undo button in real life. But with art, there very much is an iterative process. Like that's kind of the nature of it as well. And I feel life is almost that iterative process. So even though you might not be able to undo a mistake, you can not make the mistake again. You know, like maybe you don't like the look of a certain line, so you can choose to not make it again. I look forward to seeing it too. And same. I use code Meltmore to feel like a goblin today. Yes. Use code Meltmore to feel like a goblin. 10% off. It's like, who am I paying? Yes. You're like, well, what, Melt? Don't say yes. Who am I paying? Yes. You know, only get 90% of your soul taken to feel like a goblin. Oh, goodness. Interesting. I used to be a mortician. I found it very rewarding. Oddly, only the deceased teenagers bothered me. I feel the same, right? If someone old dies, there is this logic, this narrative that we can follow in our heads where we're like, yeah, this person lived life, They had the experience of livingness and then they died. That seems fine. But the thing is, when a young person dies, we don't only see the death, but we see the death of all of the life they could have lived. The relationships they could have had, the kids they could have brought into the world, the satisfaction they could have had with their chosen career or creative project. No, 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 no. Like all of this infinity, that we feel is lost somehow. And I have never been taught this lesson as beautifully as the show's Sandman taught me this lesson. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling for you, some of your friends. Not really a spoiler, but there's a scene where Sandman accompanies death as death does death's job. I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't even know if revealing some part of death is a spoil in itself. I feel it could be. Anyway, and then as Sandman is accompanying Death on Death's job, Death goes towards or goes into a home and there is a baby, 6, 9 months old, and the mom is like playing with the baby and then walking to the next room. And Death walks to the baby and talks to the baby. Like the baby doesn't talk, like maybe like some sort of telepathic communication. And Death answers, "Yeah, that's all the time you have." And the baby goes, you know, goes with Death. And Death mentions that that was your whole life. That life and how long it is, how whole it is, isn't a matter of how many years you live, how many people you met, how many kids you had, how much money you made, but the fact of living itself, the very act of being, is life. To be or not to be, huh? The fact that you are instead of not is a miracle. Keep being here for it. Have you considered working in non-profit spaces? I have. I work suicide prevention at operational level, and it's meaningful work. DESA. I have. I just don't know the right people to. And I'm taking steps to, right? I'm still growing. I don't know what I'm doing. I would like to start businesses for profit as well, but non-profit will definitely be a part of it. My hope for the businesses that I want to start is that 44.44% of it goes towards the community, 44.44% of it goes towards me, 11.11% goes towards society or the world, human beings. Just fly. Find yourself some other place in the infinite universe. Please, Mr. Fly. 1111. On the money, Shan. Giacomo Mestiner. Very interesting username. It's nice to see you, friend. He says it's very rewarding just being there for families in the most terrible time of their lives. Can't stand when we have newborns and babies. Life is unfair and brutal sometimes. Have you seen Sandman, friend? So crazy that you say that exactly, dude. Yo, that's trippy. Yeah, exactly this now. That's all there is. That's all there has to be. I know you know this, Mel, but I adore your flowers, and I adore you for adoring them, Shan. Thank you for letting me know again, nonetheless. You know it, tunes. Love to you. The babies don't bother me at all. I felt that they were not aware and barely conscious, but that's just me. It's interesting to see the difference of perspective. So interesting. I feel something, but I feel less of a something than everything. I don't know if I feel okay. If I feel okay with it, is the right way to say it. But I have reached a point in my personal experience where death is not something that I personally fear. Not because I want to die or I believe dying is better, but just because I don't believe in dying in the way we have been depicted, have had it explained to us. Where dying, at least in the material world, is the ceasing of you, right? And I believe dying will be the ceasing of the me you think I am, right? I will die as Estian. This fleshy version of me will perish. But the consciousness, the awareness that we all are, I believe continues regardless, infinitely. I heard something, well, read something beautiful uh, today, Stoic philosophy. I think it was by Seneca, where he goes into the details of body and soul. How you can go to a party, drink a bunch of things, eat a bunch of things that might not be good for you, and then you can rid your body thereof. You can go to the toilet next day. But everything you expose yourself to, becomes a part of your soul forever. Every feeling, every moment, every interpretation of reality encodes into your soul. And that's what you're here for. You're here to be aware, to experience enough so that your soul can have the experience it's here for. And I've been trying to feed my soul good vibes, good energy. I have actually been heavily considering working for Doctors Without Borders as a dentist. I would love to travel and help people at some time. Please, please, Storm. That sounds beautiful, dear friend. That's great advice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Good luck, Storm. Dental health is a big need, and I hope you can get your opportunity to help. Thank you, friends. It's so nice to have you here, Storm and Dessa. I've never seen you before, and yet it feels like you've been here the whole time. It's so nice to have you. I was thinking the other day, Melty reminds me of Richard Simmons. Anyone else seeing it? I don't know who Richard Simmons is even. Thank you though, Sam, for seeing synchronicities. The Jeffrey thing was pretty funny, to be honest. Having a little spice in here and there doesn't hurt anyone. I agree, Connor. And I was thinking about that as well. Like again, the whole echo chamber thing. I don't want that. But we don't shy away from people asking good questions, right? Like posing posing potential disagreements that can allow us to readjust our interpretation of what we believe to be true. It usually is just derogatory, just like base human throwing shit, like and I feel that's what we don't tolerate. Like if someone was, painting with shit, all right, painting us a beautiful picture of this shit, we could be like, but no. Haywire Bill, I found you randomly on Reddit. PBS. Can you say your stream schedule? I really enjoy your stream. Haywire Hill. Yeah, that's the subreddit we're streaming on right now. I stream every single day at 4 p.m. my time. Thank you. I did make the mistake, but I'm happy to correct. I stream every day at 4 p.m. my time. So an hour and 25 minutes ago is my stream start time every single day. I look forward to seeing you again, Dessa. Thank you for finding yourself here, friend. He is truly one of my favorites. Richard Simmons. I recognize the name. I just don't have the fractal in my eyes. That's a compliment. Richard Simmons was the greatest. So much love for that man. Thank you. I also don't know Connor. I think it was before our time. Look him up, tunes. American fitness instructor, actor, and video producer. Hmm. Sounds like the fractal. Fitness expert from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, known for his bubbly personality. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you seeing, beauty in that. No spoilers, please. I'm happy. I didn't technically spoil anything. There was no spoilers, right? I believe. I don't. I think I shared the understanding without any spoilers. It wasn't a plot point. That whole, that whole thing. Gia, Gia, Giacomo. Thank you, friend. He has the same altruistic and loving outlook as Mal. Love you, Joy. We've been here multiple times. We keep coming back, and we keep getting killed either by the system or by people. It's kind of brutal, and it traumatizes us to the point where when we come back again, we're shit scared of being ourselves because we know we just keep getting killed for it. We're like, ah, fuck. Now I have to try and be myself again, remembering how many times I've been killed for being myself. Wow, guess I'm. I guess there's no other way. Might as well be myself. One more time, and then one more time, and then one more time. I am watching Sandman right now. You better not spoil. I didn't think I did. Let's stop the change the topic. Too late, Gio. Too late, dear friend. I witnessed the passing of a baby, and then held the baby. It was heart wrenching. I had a baby pass away. Kiki was 6 months old. She was very much still a baby. 4.44% is the magic number, eh? That is just the fractal that I see, I want always less than a half of the things that I'm making. Not from a belief that I'm worth less than half, but just knowing that I can give more than a half and still be full. Chan, that's brutal. Bless you, friend. Thank you for the blessings, Connor. I can't understand that, Shan. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen were two dead children. They were twin Asian, about 7 and 8. The embalmer did a beautiful job, and they looked like divine beings. It takes special people to be able to take on a profession that deals with the end of life. It's not for everyone. It really isn't. Something that I definitely want to do in my life is, spend some time in hospice care as well. I would like to share, maybe in part, the stories of people before they die. You know, have them seen, have them felt, have them give them an opportunity to tell the world I was before they die. I don't know if that's morbid either, but we'll see it sometime. I knew for sure then I'd never be able to be a pediatric nurse. That moment haunted me for so long time. We're here with you, Shan. So much love. I ended up working in a nursing home for a couple of years actually, and that got difficult too. They become family, and one day they're there, and the next they're not. My heart couldn't handle it. It was also a very tough time in life for me too. That's the reality, and I feel maybe that's the thing that hurts us the most is that it's not necessarily the the things that we face, being faced with someone in our life and then them being gone, them passing away. But if you're working in hospice, you're faced with that reality over and over and over again. Where in our normal day to day lives, to say it in so many ways, we don't have that much exposure. People don't die in our lives every single day. So it's a rare event, you know. And as a result of that rare event, it's easier for us to, in the downtime between those rare events, convince ourselves that that isn't reality. And then when we're faced with that reality, day in, day in, day out, I can't imagine it not being hard. Dear Shan, you were a loved friend, you were strong, and you were capable. We see you. Thank you for having done that, for taking care of those people, and for in turn taking care of you. I appreciate that so much. As their philosophical ideas have grown past, as you've gotten older, now you've seen more of the world. Are there, sorry, are there philosophical ideas you've grown past as you've gotten older, now that you've seen more of the world? That's a cool question. Hmm. Initially, the first gut, almost like answer I want to give is no. That all of the philosophies, the philosophical ideas, I'm still actively practicing. I grew up in a Christian household, so you can technically say that those are philosophical ideas, but those are the only ones I've grown past. The philosophical idea that human beings are inherently evil, and as a result of that inherent evil nature, needs to be saved. That is a philosophy that was shared with me over and over again as I was being brought up. And that is a philosophy that I've grown past, at least. Where I believe if we wait to be saved, nothing ever will. That every single one of us has to be the savior. Desa. And I mean, you know that better than anyone, dude. Literally working with people that want to commit suicide. Right? Like if you told that person, they call you up, right? They're like, dude, I'm holding on by the right, like my nails, just barely holding on. They're ripping my nails out of the pain. I'm just barely holding on. And you're like, yeah, have you tried to ask Jesus to save you? Right? Like if that person doesn't let go, they're even stronger than I can imagine. So in that moment, to just be that savior with that person, to not tell them that they need saving, to not Convince yourself that you can't save them because someone else needs to save them. For you to step up in that moment to be the savior. That has been the philosophical switch that I've made. And I've made it about 5 years ago now. And it has changed my life. I actually love people and myself more as a result of it. How about you, Desa? Is there anything that you've grown past? It was hard to see how some of them were treated too, treated so unfairly after living their entire life. To be parked like an old car that you no longer want to use, right? And to just let it stand there in the rain and the thunder and the wind and the blasting sun, just deteriorating, falling apart, never touching it again. Like I feel like there's a very much interpretation slash an analogy there to be made about the state of humanity we're in right now, the level of material possession obsession we have right now, and how we're treating our old people like material possession obsessions that we can just, throw by the wayside when we're done with them. I believe the future we're heading into, old people will be taken care of pretty well, at least. I'm sure. I'm really sure. Do you stream on Twitch? There isn't an option to tip here yet. Thank you. Yeah, there will be. If I get monetized, I think I might have the opportunity to get super chats and stuff like that. I don't stream on Twitch. Twitch has been a little bit of a shitstorm as of late. It seems like Twitch is trying to speedrun destroying themselves. And it gives me hope that Arpan is struggling a little bit. That Twitch, whose whole business model is streaming, is actively trying to ruin their business model. The fact that Arpan is like only mildly trying to ruin it gives me hope. Love you, puppy. Yeah, I don't stream on Twitch, friend. Thank you for asking though. Like if you want to help me, I do have a Patreon. I would appreciate any help you could spare. That is one of the reasons that I put a lot of passion when I'm at work. It doesn't matter if you'll be cremated or buried. I'll do my best cleaning, dressing, and applying makeup. Thank you. Thank you, dear friend. I'm guessing you're joining us from the Reddit on the YouTube right now, right? Meowdy to you too. Thank you, Savina, for joining us. Yeah, you definitely understand what's going on. I don't have any idea. Yeah, I have no idea, friend. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really trying to figure it out. And I feel like this mounting pressure sometimes, like if I don't figure it out, we're all doomed. Or I'll be doomed or whatever. And it can be sometimes a little bit exhausting where I don't allow myself calm. I like legit. I'll be faced with a problem. And then instead of just sitting down and breathing, I'll just pace. And then in moments like that, I know. I know deeply that I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So I appreciate you letting me know, friend, for sending love. Can you post a link? I'd like to support. How do I do that? Uh, I mean, like you should be able to find it, Desa. If you click on my little melty lion, you should see a link tree at the top of my thing, and there should be like little bars of links you can click on as well. I'm trying to think about the link. It's too long. I wonder if I can change it. Melt more PayPal. I think so. Like maybe it's this. Actually, I can do this, can't I? You can technically take an email address. I don't know if Reddit will allow me, but sick, it did. Yeah. If you type in that email address on PayPal, you should be able to find me as well. Thank you. There's no expectation. Any help is appreciated. And we'll go right back into the space. I'll dig around. Okay. Oh, I've sent it, friend. I've sent it. Like if you type in that email address, you should be able to find it on PayPal as well. Like every single donation technically is this, right? This is my job. So you donating to me is like you allowing me to continue doing it. It's gonna go right back to you. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. There's a link to Mel's link tree. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Joy. I have so much respect for you, friend. Thank you for taking such good care of the bodies such a beautiful soul once dwelled. Respect. Love is true. Yes, Tacino. Thank you. Okay. It's nice to have you, friend. So nice to have you. I really appreciate everything you do. And the thing I'm seeing right now when I say I appreciate the things you do is it's the small things, right? You walking into your workspace, turning on the lights, putting your things down, breathing, and then with ease, with gentleness, moving through your space, taking care of a body, bringing love, bringing consciousness, bringing awareness into a moment where some people could convince themselves it's a lack thereof. That's power, dude. That's some crazy power. You can get your URLs shorteners. They basically act as a redirect. That's pretty cool. I think we did it though. Thank you, Joy Vive. Thank you so much for tagging the link tree as well. Yeah, linktree/Meltmore. That's also an easy one to get all of the links. Maxine, you've been missed, dear friend. I'm happy that we streamed a little bit longer so we can meet you. We're gonna pull a card. Hmm. We're gonna pull a card. See what the universe wants to tell us. Thank you, Mojo, for tagging the Patreon as well, friend. Any support will be dearly appreciated. Realize that you are supporting me just by being here now, too. And I appreciate that. I see you. Oh, my nose is still feeling it. I'm still feeling it a little bit, but it's gotten a little bit better. There we go. Thank you, Savita. Your friends are melting me right now. Like I'm still. I mentioned earlier that I feel like I'm in a dream state. So if I wake up in like a few minutes and I was like, oh yeah, I was just dreaming. All of these friends so lovingly encouraging people to manifest abundance into the space. Literally, three different friends, three different fractals to manifest abundance into this moment with us. You friends are so much. Thank you for being more with me. I appreciate it. Joy is sending love right back. Let me check if I might be some troubles here again. Nah. Ready for a card? It's card time. So card time. I feel like today's card is gonna be the G. Maybe it's gonna be a new one. I kind of want to pull a new card today. Okay. I'm ready for a card. Me too. Going to post my drawing in the Discord so Inktober spookies for all of you. I'll be fun, and you know it. I look forward to it. Thank you for sharing, friends. Please do share all of your works of art with me too. This one. I still don't know which one it is. Sophina. To you too. Ah! The octahedron. I believe it is the first time we've pulled this one. Over the last 2 weeks, we've pulled three of the platonic solids. Three different ones. The octahedron. New card. It is a new card. Card number 54. Platonic solids. Let's hear what the octahedron is supposed to encapsulate. Mm. Nourishment and air. Nourishment. You friends trying to manifest abundance into my life, quite literally giving me nourishment. That's the way I'm feeling into this right now. Geometry. Drip City. Yeah, I did look at that shit, isn't it? Two-dimensional art folded onto a three-dimensional object. Man. The reverse is an aspect of intolerance needs to be addressed. Expand the generosity of your spirit and feel how that lightens your life.
Too much, universe. Please have some mercy.
This is the upright meaning though. The octahedron, with its eight triangular faces, is one of the five three-dimensional platonic solids. Seen in another way, an octahedron is a figure created by two pyramids sharing the same base. One pyramid points up, one pyramid points down, dividing space into eight equal directions. The octahedron is associated with the element of air and is a symbol of nourishment, with the powerful ability to bring together different viewpoints. It is earth and energy, it is earth and sky energies united. It is male and female in balanced understanding. This card invites you to consider how your life is nourished by broadening your perspective and looking at many facets in many directions in order to find balance and nourishment. The fact that I'm taking Sober October, right? Looking at many facets in many directions, that we were looking in the direction of smoking weed and drinking coffee, and now we're looking in the other direction, right? Still here, still now, still the same us, yet finding balance and nourishment by looking in the many directions. Man, reflect on the effect of eight aspects on the objects of your inquiry. Sit quietly and breathe in and out. Contemplate each aspect. How does cooperation affect your view of the situation? Might patience help events to flow more freely? Remember, at our core, I'm having a hard time reading right now. Remember, at our core, we are all love and joy and peace and I can't read. I'm having a hard time reading. Like the amount of synchronicities coming from this card to me right now. It feels a little bit palpable. Remember that at our core, we are all love and joy and peace are our birthright. Feel appreciation for the process and gratitude for the understanding that you will gain. You may want to choose other aspects to explore. Create your own list. The message here is to know that you will be nourished by expanding your point of view. You will be nourished by expanding your point of view. To see nourishment as points of view, to be full with so many points of knowing. That's cool. That's really cool. I haven't read that card in a long time. The universe putting me on blast today. Get blasted. Dear Maxine, sometimes it's important to get blasted a little bit, you know. Shakes us up, loosen us up. Geometry. What does a red card mean? What does a red card mean? Was that one red? No. A red card. I don't know if there is any red cards. Is there? It's orange. There's a red card. I think this one's kind of red. That one's kind of pink. I feel like these are the closest to red I get. This is kind of orange. Hmm. This looks kind of red actually. Yeah. I'll show you all of the red cards that I have. It's the shaman. It's us, and it's the compassionate Pele. It feels like the masculine, the feminine, and then us holding hands together around the fire. Thank you for asking, dear Shan. Whew. Being sober is kind of nice. I I feel serious. I feel kind of serious, you know. And I notice that every single time I get sober, I get pretty serious as well. but maybe this seriousness I feel will serve us. Maybe being serious like this will make people take me more seriously. Yes, I'm very serious about taking things. Yes, do it. Being sent off the pitch. Love you, dear Savina. Thank you for joining us. What does being what does being sent off the pitch mean? I believe it's like going in one direction or another. What did Shan ever do? Take pity on us, poor Americans. A yellow carpet suffice. At our coral, at our coral, we are love and peace, you dude. Yes! Even even so. Thank you for treating me a little bit, Cutter. I think Savina is talking about football, maybe. Melt has missed half of the convo, and is even more confused, Shanna. Yes. Super confused. Shanna wanted the card, so I resorted to football, but it went over everyone's head. We call that soccer in our parts. I get it now. I love you, friends. Thank you for spending these moments with me, for growing with me, for sitting around this fire that we share, talking about the future we're going into. In talking about the future we're going into, manifesting that future for ourselves and for our future generations, realizing that the reality, the present nature, the present experience we're having right now has been the manifestation of all of the generations before. You are here, friend. Rejoice. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, Gabagoo. I'll see you do. Down, down, down. Bye, Shananana. Go and eat the banana. Get potassium. Listen to disco. Toodles to you too. Bye, dear friends. Bye, joy. We are all joy. We are all joy. As soon as I read that, I was like, yes. We are all joy. Sam. So much love to you too, dear friend. I don't know if Guillermo or Tessino is still here too. It was nice to have you, friends. Even if I don't say your name, I love you. Goodbye, everyone.